What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Nerd Media. As you can probably see, I just got back from the theater from watching Captain America Brave New World, which I gotta say, I had a fun time. But in this video, I'm gonna be giving you guys my spoiler free thoughts on the film. So if you haven't seen it yet and you need to listen to a review before going into it, stick around, listen to my thoughts. I'll be going into some of the things that I didn't like and going over the things that I did like vaguely because I can't get into too many spoilers because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But we'll be going over all that and more in this video. So if you like my content, you want to subscribe, go ahead and do that and like the video, turn notifications on, comment down below what you thought of Captain America Brave New World if you've already seen it and if you're going to go see it and if this review may have changed your mind. But with all that being said, let's dive into the review. So Captain America Brave New World is the newest MCU film, and it's the first MCU film that we've gotten in 7 months since Deadpool and Wolverine, hence the poster back here. And I gotta say, Captain America Brave New World, it has had some very, very, different opinions on this film the past few days when the reactions came out. But my opinion, I actually really enjoyed it, and I thought it was a lot of fun. Now, that doesn't go without saying that it does have flaws in it, and they are very noticeable flaws, especially in some certain points. And when I look back on the film, I'm like, yeah, I didn't really like that. And I just saw this an hour ago, so it's fresh in my mind. I want to get this review out. So there are things I didn't like, but there are a lot of things that I did. And I just thought that overall, this film was just so much fun to watch. And I thought that this was a very, very worthy addition for Sam Wilson and his adventure as Captain America. And it was a really fun first adventure for him. I don't think that this movie was overshadowed by other characters as much as other people are saying. I think that Sam Wilson had his right moments and good time to shine in this film. But this film really, really, really does feel like a major sequel to The Incredible Hulk, which I didn't think The Incredible Hulk was going to be this important and significant to watch before this film. But if you're trying to figure out what to watch before this movie, The Incredible Hulk has to be at number one because it's this is technically a Captain America film disguised as a sequel for The Incredible Hulk, in my opinion. But again, that doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. I think that it was fun that we got to see some of the Incredible Hulk stuff come back, but I don't think that the leader was done justice. I think that they underused his villain, and I feel like just to have us wait this time and then get this build up for the leader coming back, I feel like some of the stuff that was just thrown in there was anticlimactic. He was a good villain, but I just feel like he was so underused, and I'm very worried that we're not going to see him again, which would be very disappointing. And if that's the case, this is going to be another case where Marvel has wasted another good villain, which is it really sucks to say, but we don't know yet if he's going to come back, but I really, really hope that he does and he can get an actual good villain arc. And if you're going into this film expecting a lot of Red Hulk, don't, because the Red Hulk is in the film pretty much with all the shots that we see in the trailers without getting into too many spoilers. But I thought that the whole Captain America and Red Hulk fight was a little bit anticlimactic again. There were a lot of things that I was worried about that would just end up falling flat, and that was one of them, unfortunately. But we got to get past that because the Red Hulk fight was cool, but it was very, very short lived, and I really wish that it would have stayed at least a little bit longer. My final negative is that Giancarlo Esposito's character heavily underused, and he was heavily underused. He should have been cast as a different character that had a major and bigger role because he was pretty much hardly in the film. He was a villain for the first 20 minutes and that was it. And I really think that his character either should have been used more or he should have just been a different character entirely. But we also have to remember they just added his character to this film back in May of last year. So it was a very late entry, but I feel like they should have just put him in as a different character because that's just a wasted actor. He's a great actor, and I feel like he could have done so many better things than just being a side character. But flaws aside, it goes without saying that I enjoyed this film a lot. It was a lot of fun, and like I said, a very worthy entry for Sam Wilson as Captain America, and I think that it's a really fun first adventure for him. Now, obviously, we're not going to see him until Secret Wars and Doomsday, but I think that this is a great film to kick off his journey, and I just had overall a lot of fun, and the dynamic that he has with Isaiah Bradley and Joaquin Torres is so much fun to watch, and it's so fun. And speaking of Isaiah Bradley is one of the highlights of this film. I loved his character and getting a follow up to that character from Falcon and Winter Soldier because I'm gonna be totally honest here. I did not think we were going to see him in this film, and it was only until recently where I knew he was in the film. Like, once they started releasing the trailers and stuff, I was like, wow, wait, he's in this movie? Because I didn't know that, and I was very happy about that, because when they announced this film, I was hoping that they would include him somehow, and they did, and I really enjoyed his character, and he really is kind of like the heart for this movie, and there's a lot of different people who kind of carry that role, but Isaiah Bradley was just so much fun. Joaquin Torres was also really fun as Falcon. I loved seeing him and kind of the young like spirit that he brings to the duo with Sam and Falcon. It was a lot of fun, and he was a really big highlight of the film for me. Surprisingly enough, I did not think I would enjoy him as much as I did in this film, and it seems like he may have been set up to be in another film by the end of the movie, but we'll talk about that more in my spoiler review tomorrow. I also loved Harrison Ford. He did an amazing job. Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford did a great job, and I think that Harrison Ford really just he showed up and he really enjoyed what he was doing. You could tell that he was enjoying doing this role. And I'm really glad that they just recast the character and didn't waste him. And I do think that that character was really built in a really fun way. And, you know, his character and along with the things that are done in the film, it gets very political. I've seen some people saying that it is and isn't, but it very much is. And I don't know if there's going to be people who like that, don't like that, but personally, I'd have a problem with it. And I did really feel those Winter Soldier vibes in here at some points. Not all the time. I feel like at some points it feels like it was just trying to copy Winter Soldier almost directly, but it did have those vibes in it, and it really felt kind of different and fresh. And I liked those vibes. I love Winter Soldier. It's one of my favorite MCU films, but I really enjoy those vibes. Just sometimes it really felt like they were just trying to mimic that movie exactly. And I don't know, man. That just really didn't really put a good vibe or taste in my mouth from that. Last thing I want to mention for this review is that the action in this movie is so good. Sam Wilson knows how to use that shield, and they show it in the first action sequence that we get. And man, seeing him use that shield in some really fun and just super cool and awesome action ways, which is so cool to watch. And I personally got a lot of enjoyment out of those action sequences. And man, I cannot wait to see some crazy moves that he could pull in Doomsday against Doctor Doom. That would be sick. And guys, I know Marvel is known for their post-credit scenes, but this post-credit scene in this film was just not it for me. I didn't really like this post-credit scene that much. Without getting into spoilers on what it exactly is, I know it's leaked online and everything, but it is very clearly a post-credit scene that was shot when Kang was originally the big plan for Marvel and not Doctor Doom. That's all I'm going to say for now, but, you know, we'll get into more of that in my spoiler review tomorrow. It's just, I feel like they had enough time to reshoot a post-credit scene and maybe even just rework some words, but man, I just wasn't a big fan of it, and it's definitely one of my least favorite Marvel post-credit scenes. But guys, overall, I really enjoyed this film, and I linked my letterbox down below where I typed out a whole review for this film, gave it a 3.5 out of 5. So if you want to go down and read that and follow me on Letterboxd, that'd be awesome, because I'm reviewing films on there so many times in a week because I'm watching so many movies that I've never seen before. Currently watching all the Mission Impossible films, but if you want to follow that, go ahead and do that down below and read my full review for Captain America: Brave New World. But if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below, and stay tuned because tomorrow I'm going to be posting my spoiler review for Captain America: Brave New World, and then Saturday will be my review for Paddington 3, and I'll also be ranking all the MCU films, including Brave New World, and then Sunday we're going to be going live and talking about it in depth with you guys, answering some of your questions, and just overall having a free, open talk about the film. So still a lot to come for Captain America: Brave New World. Overall, my enjoyment is very high for this film. I really liked it. So let me know in the comments below if you guys enjoyed this film or if you're going to go see it, if this changed your opinion or not. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.